Good day everyone and welcome to a small PSRM Squad 44 Skirm. Today we'll be playing along Sumer. We'll be having several clans join us. That is going to be PIB and Nomads. They will be playing Axis today. And on the opposing side we'll have the first AL and Psy clans. Crowley is going to be our admin of today, hosting the game itself. And we'll be playing on the PIB server hosted by yours truly. It's going to be a little bit of a smaller event. It's about 20 versus 20 people, which is a lot smaller than the events that go up to usually over double with 100 people total and 50-50 on each side. So today we'll be expecting a fast and heavy scrim with short but intense action, and we'll see where that gets us in the future. So what I did not mention yet, but I definitely shouldn't forget, is that 7AD will also be playing themselves. And those usually play allied, so they'll be used in the role. Now here for the Axis side, the 2nd Panzer Division is going to be manning this little 38T, a nice little tank.
I don't know, why?
There'll be some trucks and a command vehicle. Dizzy is going to be commanding the the Axis side.
Oh, yeah.
I will not. I'm going to make that mistake more often this game, I think, with them playing the allied faction normally. And when we go over to our Axis counterparts, we can see that 7AD is riding in a Steward, and that Psy and 1st AL will be mounted in trucks, or they are mounting up now at least, with their commanding being TCR. If we take a close look at the map at the objectives, we see that there's 3 objectives today. They'll be allowed to deploy to the edge of the main sectors now during the staging area of the game, which means the Axis are going to push up to objective 3. That is their main starting area. The Allied side will be able to do the same thing on objective 1. Now we'll be mainly playing within the colored areas of the map, for those of you unfamiliar with the PSRM Realism Event rules. Certain sections of the map will be off limits. Now, especially with just 20 players in this game, that is going to help funnel everyone together for the action. So the objective that they'll be fighting over here, Objective 2, has a lot of fields with no flanking possibilities, but will be going house to house. When we move further towards Objective 3, and I know I'm not going to Objective 1 first, we see that there's quite a stretch between the 3rd and 2nd objective to cross with very little cover. If we look in the field over here, they have a grand total of a couple of hay bales to hide behind, but that's all said and done on this side. As for their own territory themselves, in Territory 3, we see that there's more houses, plenty of opportunities to hide in, to find cover in, and to fire upon enemies in. And if we compare the Axis starting position to the Allied ones, you see they have many more opportunities to fire towards Objective 2 from cover. That is because all these houses are perpendicular to the road, meaning that they have their full broadside and can kind of fire next to each other, after one another, and you have opportunities to do so from both the left and the right side of the road. Coming into the secondary objective, they have this barn to hide out in, but this is going to become a big open stretch, unless they try to tiger their way down the wall here, which I sincerely doubt they'll do. If you don't do this fast, you will be on the disadvantage, especially with this few players and this few opportunities to do something. That's what you might get. So once again, you see here plenty of opportunities on both sides of the roads, perpendicular to the roads, give ample of firing opportunities. You can bunny hop from wall to wall, same over here, and continue as you move into the secondary objective. The secondary objective is itself a little bit of close quarter brawling, and then providing a big open field towards the people from the Allied side. Now, life was just cold, so we can see people are moving out. But before we follow them into the main road, we will have a quick look over here. There's a few houses here on one side perpendicular to the road, meaning they're a little bit more vulnerable when they get pushed back, so let's hope they can keep up the fight. Same here on the objective. Fewer houses to hide in means more opportunity, they're going to get spotted, and that's now going to be into the action. And we see that here a truck, gets blown up, taking out 3 people of the PIB section, and a grenade as well, making sure they're absolutely dead. And a 4th one gets taken out. This is going to be a very bad start. They only lost 1 man here, the first AL, whereas PIB has lost 4. That nade went very wide, so Kermit has some training to do on his areas, and we can see that here on the other side, the tank is being engaged, but they were hit. And now when we look across the field, we can see that they are indeed absolutely fine. It looks like they lost their tank quickly and easily, meaning that they now have a pretty even odds, but it's going to be up to the Nomad people to help push up. PIB is shortly getting routed over here, though, with the houses now being taken over by first AL. Fenrir and Kermit are left, but that's all there is, with Sina also moving in. There goes the tank. You can see Nomad is trying to move in here from the flank. Are they going to be able to help PIB? And they're moving slow. They are taking their sweet time. They're looking but not seeing. Let's have a listen to see what they're going to do.
Our Panther destroyed their enemy armor. Panther destroyed their enemy armor. The enemy armor.
Amazing. Let's try and flank. We're pushing them around and down. Amazing. Let's try and flank. We're pushing them around and down.
They did indeed, but they're taking their sweet-ass time, meaning that Kermit over here is now... no, he's not the sole survivor, it looks like. Fenrir also still looks to be alive. But first AL is now down to a few people. I don't know what happened to the rest of them. But here is the tank coming in. Dizzy in the building behind. They're getting engaged over here by the wall. Are they not seeing him? Oh, they finally got him. Excellent. Are they going to know where Sai is?
Nomad, we need a medic,
They need a medic. But they're very slow. They don't see each other yet.
I'm coming.
They should soon, though.
Who needs a medic? Call out, please.
Should I destroy this?
Ooh. 2 more Nomads people go down. Something fired upon here. It might have been the tank. Or a grenade.
Upstairs.
2 kills more for Nomad. And they're now inside the house. They're firing on Fosh. Anubis took him out. And he's going to be able to take out Pox.
The house is clear.
The house is clear, but the courtyard isn't. Are they going to be able to see him, or is he going to get someone before they move on? And Pox is now down. There's still one person here from... No, he is definitely dead.
Crawl, maybe.
Some issues with spawning there. We see that first AL is moving into this building over here. It looks like they're trying to set up a firing position from which they can hold any advance. We'll be seeing if it's going to be effective, because they do look to be very tightly clustered together. One nade over there could end their career. Nomad here in first AL being very close. Contact is made. One nade is down, but it took quite a bit of them, including precious ammo. Oh, Rusty is still alive. As you can see, I'm not quite used yet to the controls. That nade has gone a bit wide, unfortunately. And they're now garrisoning over here. Over there in the wall, he has a nice firing position. Is he going to be able to make use of it? Rusty is still holding out. I'm unsure where the tank is, though, because this would be a prime opportunity for it to just put some shells into this area. MG fire, high explosive, anything just to fire up on this general area. Even if you can't see them, you can at least use some ammo to clear it out. Ammo is relatively free, whereas spawnways are definitely not. Looking at the tank, it is sitting over here. Does it see the new tank over here? It looks like Terra is taking a little brief out of the tank to have a little scout. And there again in a steward. And over there should be our X's tank. They're not looking this way exactly. Looks like the 7 AD guys here are out tank hunting, and their next prey they have found. Are they... Oh, looks like they might have been spotted though. The turret was just looking in this direction. If we take a quick peek beside the plane here, we can see that they are indeed looking in this general direction. Over there, the infantry is still fighting in. So let's come back to them. And keep an eye on the tank over here. Now PIB is back from their spawn rave, and they are now reinforcing Nomad.
Want to back out.
Nee, we hebben dat nog niet. We gaan nu aan het cappen.
PIB guys are discussing if they are now actually capping or if they should move forward. It looks like they are capping, but it is not very quick. Ooh, a shot was fired. The MG is firing on the Axis tank. Let's see if this provides an opportunity for the Allied tank to go and kill him. It does not look like it, though. TCR over there. 780 is just sitting here, wondering what they're going to be doing next. Ooh, something big just blew up. Or that is a smoke round. No, that's not a smoke round. Now more infantry is pushing onto the objective, so they'll need to push up to clear each other to actually start capturing it. Right now, it is just a matter of the amount of bodies on the objective in order to cap it. Now, bodies in this case does mean they have to be alive. A shot was fired from a tank. We can see that they're firing at something, but what exactly? Let's see what they're firing at.
Enemy southward.
If anything, they might be trying to kill the commander all the way over there. We'll see if it works. And in the meantime, the infantry is pushing up. We hear some machine gun fire going on. They are using some covering fire with DMGs, but they're now...
There's a lot of contact on West 20.
They might be trying to grenade their own guys, though, at the moment. It's unclear what the Axis tank is firing on, and you can see the Allied tank in the top right there. They are looking for him. They might have found him now. Now, at least what the tank is doing is just providing firing support. They're not hitting anything, but it's better than what 7AD is doing over there, as they're not really doing anything. Oh, they just fired. It spoke too soon. They're firing here on the building with Lothar in it. They didn't kill him yet, but this does provoke a negative response, it seems, from the Axis side. They don't know where the tank is, and they're afraid to push up.
Nade's going off
South.
west.
I'm down.
Vash is down, Hoggy is still alive, and this is a lot of people all clustered up. Now, nobody seems to be really willing to move, and part of that is probably due to the realism modification itself. It is a whole lot harder to see other players. You don't have a zoom in button, so you have to use the Mark 1 eyeball. Especially in close quarters like this, it can be quite tough. Ooh, and we see a mutual kill. Hoggy is down after a valiant defeat, as is Pox. PIB is just sitting there.
No,
that was a truck. It was a truck.
Indeed, it was just a truck that exploded.
Down blijven hier, ik ga
Now the question is, do they see the other tank? And it does look like it. And it is retreating. Now that shell missed. We'll have to see what they go and do. 7AD is retreating, but they don't have a lot of field to hide behind. Well, there is a ditch though. And this broke line of sight. But now they're just crawling back up slowly? Terra's getting out to have a better look. And First AL has actually pushed up a bit. They are now taking command of the buildings over here, and 7AD is still over here. They have almost an entire platoon ready. They have maybe smokes, maybe grenades. They did use a bunch of them, but they didn't push up with it. So now the question is, are they going to be able to push up far enough?
Watch yourself.
One bar
Enemy
west.
one bar
one-
west.
Repeat, please.
One house to the
Enemy,
west.
one barn.
Enemy one house west. Enemy is one house to the west.
Oh, he's not
Skirming one
wrong.
house west.
Take cover, take cover.
Now the tank is just firing high explosive on it. It's not
Enemy
killing
armor
it,
northwest.
but as you might recognize from the voice lines over
It's a
here,
plane, guys.
they
It's a
are
plane.
definitely getting flustered by being fired at. It's almost like suppression kind of is a thing. Even in games. To a lesser extent, of course. But the X's have now captured the second objective, and here we see a tank battle. Now they have seen each other. Ooh. It does not look good for the 38T over here. It does not appear to be firing, but it is slowly calling back, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, and there it goes. It actually got It actually got decrewed, and they killed the tank. It's on the very edge of the timer, but as Crowley said, it is not a ceasefire. So now we see a little bit of revenge for 7AD getting back to that tank kill. Now, with Objective 2 captured, Objective 1 is next on the list.
For now, everyone on TIB squad on me. TIB squad on me. We're gonna walk
Guys.
down the road.
Guys,
until we
they're here,
get
they're
to
here.
where we set up.
Keep your station.
Maintain spacing of Copy.
Welcome.
5 to 10 meter spacing. Alright, come with me. Follow.
And they're now moving out, keeping plenty of spacing. Now they are running, and we'll see if Mr. TCR over here is able to spot them. Ooh, just moving away now. Would he be able to see them from here with binos? No, I don't think so. Very maybe. But they do appear to be keeping to the side of the road. That doesn't make them stand out on the ridgeline. They're now moving down over here, though. PIB taking up position.
Linkerbovenhoek van nu sector dekblad.
They're just hopping over each other's back to now move forward, and we'll see if they are able to take out the TCR guy over here.
Probeer niet de silhouetten. Ik zie movement voorop. Movement voorop.
Movement southwest.
24.
Yeah, it does look like TCR has been seen from the comm chatter.
Geen PID.
Now he is running for his life. The question is he going to be able to keep it? Ooh, he's getting shot at, and he's down in the ditch. Now the good news is he's alive. Other good news is he knows where the enemies are. The bad news is he can't really do much about it. Supposedly he can give through the position of the people, but now it is up to people all the way over here, which are on the wrong side of the map, or the people over here that are now holding and securing Objective 1 to get their commander back. Now they do hear the gunfire, so it looks like they have sent out 2 people to act as a recon squad. And the commander is still crouching in the field over here. Looks like they're taking a peek. But the question is this going to be successful? Now, funnily enough, it has put the entire PIB pushed to a halt. They haven't seen anyone else beside this guy on his own. So maybe they didn't recognize the silhouette. They didn't recognize that this is a commander uniform and not just a regular soldier. And then he's all on his own. In the meantime, if you take a look at the map, we see that the Allies are further holding up here on Objective 1. They do not want to lose this. If they lose this, the game is over, which is quick, but it would be suitable to a game like this, where it's just 20 versus 20. Is it 20 versus 20? It's not even 20 versus 20, I think. And I will have a quick look at how they spaced themselves out. Over here in this building is Wesley, who is observing a wall. Yes, very good, Wesley. Then we have the people over here from the first AL, one on the roof, which does give him ample vision over a large area of the map. Now, it does look like the PIB guys over there are running through a ditch, but they might be running into an ambush here with the people of first AL. Commander actually has made it back all the way so far, and if he's able to keep an eye on them, they might just be walking into an ambush over here. First AL is pretty much waiting for them. They're hidden, they're crouched, they have a little bit of dirt cover. They have some bushes to hide behind. So they're in a pretty decent spot. It looks like some radio communication did go over, and now we have the steward here moving to meet the enemy advance. Now it does look like the Axis side also has their tank back in action, and it is moving over there. They are not seeing each other. And don't get me wrong, I play tank a lot. It is very hard to spot these vehicles moving at such a distance. The ride is bumpy, there's no stabilizers. Even if you're a commander looking out, you will move with every twitch the driver has, with every way the turret moves. It is not easy to recon long distance when you're riding in a vehicle like this in squad. Now it is called live, so they'll be able to start their advance. Kermit is taking out immediately. That is bad news, as he is the commander.
Hey, meneer.
Eric is down as well. So they have been spotted, and they are just getting ambushed over here.
Penny.
We're calling
Ik wil dat de
for...
radioman zegt dat wij enemies op 22 direct recht van ons hebben. 100 meter afstand.
Enemy 2. De radio zegt dat we enemies in 22 hebben.
They are relaying orders to tell fellow Allied soldiers where, well, fellow Axis soldiers, I should say,
Get
where
over.
enemy forces are. As you can see, Nomad is just here on the very side of the map,
Everybody regroup.
and the tanks are pretty close. They're engaging each other. Doesn't look like the Axis tank is actually hitting. Oh, that was a hit. And they are now retreating. That's another hit. Fegelein is down. This might provide the Axis the opportunity they've been waiting for, with the tank out of action, or at least not being able to roll out again all that easily. This might give them the opportunity they have been waiting for. And they are indeed pushing up. PIB is smoking up, which is an excellent idea. However, they are not moving, and Nomad is following in the thread of the tank. The tank over here is going to get ambushed from the side. Ooh, and that's a kill. That is not going to come back up anytime soon, I'm afraid. Now with the flank rolling in, we should see the machine guns firing very soon. If they see them.
Yeah, friendly tank.
And they do not, but Nomad is now pushing in. Let's see if they are able to flush out the enemies over here.
Up and over, up and over.
That's a first engagement. Martinez just over here. That's one down. Nade out. Oh, another nade out. Not in the right
Yeah, I'm
area.
behind you, but if the grenade's flying, I'm waiting until it's safe.
Wow, that's...
Get your
So,
Did they survive that?
no. There was an enemy in front of me.
No,
So
no, they
when
did
I
not.
went to the
That's
edge,
just a leg left
We are
over
being
there.
HG'd as well.
That's not
We
a
are being
lot.
HG'd.
PIB is now also pushing in.
Break. Fuck. I'm ready to call it in.
Ben over there is down. And now with the tank out, it looks like they're gonna get pushed back. The people that were stuck over here, they'll have to reposition in order to effectively contribute to the fight. All Axis forces are heavily concentrated in this little area over here. And now with the tank also getting to fire upon the enemy position freely, they're gonna be suppressed and not be able to fire from this area. Now it's very clean that they have... Oh, they see the enemies firing.
Radio's down. Radio is stabilized.
Now the hull gunner should... Yes, there we go. That's not the hull gunner. Now that is very good play, and as you can see, the kills for the Axis are racking up. The truck is down, which is a bummer, but there's no respawn or MSPs in this game. And this entire side has been forced to evacuate, with the tank just putting in round after round. But we can see here that 7AD is out for revenge. Now with the tank firing from the position that it has for so long and not moving, they'll know exactly where to look. The question now is, who will see each other first? Nomad is now pushing here up on the side. They have a tactical column and are advancing quickly. Now, aside of the tank, there's no one here at the moment to spot for them.
In the wheat field, sorry.
Yeah, so we need to have eyes currently looking south, west, west, and north. I'm just having a look around quickly.
Now they are keeping good spacing, with 2 people further out front to look ahead. Will they see the tank in time? He's getting into its firing zone now.
Taking fire.
There they are.
Taking fire.
Report
taking
enemy
fire.
tank if possible. This should be south of point, they are saying.
Frost needs down.
Now they have successfully identified where the tank is, but it is pretty lonesome at the moment. Most of the Allied infantry is setting up, and they have fortified over here. But this does leave the tank vulnerable if they manage to outflank it. Let's have a look. PIB Cormant went down, which is the squad lead for PIB at the moment. They should know where the tank is. And with the tank positioned over there and this tank over here, this tank should still be able to provide fire support, but the same cannot be said for the Allied tank at the moment. Now they're slowly crawling forward. Now we can see perfectly well what these people are, but as you can see, if you were to actually look with your Mark 1 eyeballs, you wouldn't be able to see these people. However, that little rooftop over there, that is definitely visible. Oh, Knut got shot, however. Machine gun is opening.
Oh, I down.
Wave.
A wave was called. And they have successfully flanked.
Tank in the other side of the house. Space out, space out. AP, take it down.
Now they do appear to be knowledgeable that there is something here. Ooh!
Do not go in the house, do not go in the house. He's gonna try and HE as he's seen us.
He's getting HE. They have a satchel on it. There you can see.
He's in the
That's a nice little
other
explosive
side of
over
the
there.
house.
And there she blows. Now this tank is in a lot of trouble. Gets shot in the side. Ooh, is that due to the explosion of its Spanish rack? That is very unfortunate. However, this tank surely is in a lot of trouble. This is not going to be able to help out the Allied forces anytime soon. It might actually be engine dead. I don't know if I can check that, but it does appear to be not
Friendly
moving.
tank is engaging.
Now the friendly tank is currently engaging, and it is seeing something. I don't know if it's seeing the people way further over in the distance, or if it is actually seeing the other tank over here. Oh, it's definitely seeing it. It got hit, but they do not appear to have a shot back. And there she blows. That is another tank down for the Allied faction. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. Shadow Hunter there, going on a kamikaze. Actually taking out someone with him. Wow, impressive.
That was a fucking tank crew.
What about Terra? Apologies. Now Terra is still alive, but he doesn't look like he's in a, you know, like he's having a grand time. There's a little friendly fire action. Oh, actually, they are successfully firing at the first AL reinforcements coming in here, though. Tank shells now also firing this way. They are having to crawl through this insanity. Talking of which, Sanity unfortunately is no more, and Ben somehow is still alive. They are tossing out smoke further and further. Let's see if it actually helps them. First AL and Sai still not moving from their position. Ooh, and Eagle is not in this position anymore either. Now they all holding the objective over here, but as you can see, PIB and Nomads are slowly moving in. A little bit of action here on the edge. As the tank over here just continues loading off its high explosive and machine gun ammo into the Allied forces. Smokes are finally going up. Or I say finally, I don't know if they've been using it. Now you have to wait a bit before they really start flaring up. It's just like this little speck you see here in the beginning. but if you give them a bit of time, their smoke screen will become a little bit bigger.
Oké, MG, als je het vuur hebt, dan gaat de rest van de squad oprukken. Oké, 3, 2, 1, opstaan, rennen.
They're now
Okay,
being
push,
suppressed
push,
and they
push.
are pushing forward to the cover of smoke and lots of machine gun fire. Now they did say that this tank was tracked at the moment, and yeah, it does appear to be the case. However, the position in which it is tracked is not too bad, as the turret is still able to provide ample fire support. Now one of the crew is getting out, hopefully to repair the track, while PIB has successfully pushed into the cover, now closer onto
MG
the
push up.
objective.
MG push up.
Though I do have to say, Knut, I don't know if this
how would
particular
you
piece of
see
cover
something
is going to be very effective for you.
MG push up.
I'm really badly
Oh,
hurt.
shit.
I believe that's
Martinez under fire. He is getting fired at, but he just threw out a grenade. Let's see if it gets anyone. Unfortunately not for him. Eric taken out there. They are very set up in this house. If this house is cleared, especially with some HE fire, the Allies are going to be in a lot of trouble. PIB still on the corner here. They have pushed up a bit, but now they are stuck here. They are saying the MG has to come up with them. As you can see, those buildings, they may be people behind them, but they do not have a clear line of sight on the people over here. Ah, Eric was the MG, and he got taken out earlier. That's why it took longer.
We got tracked, fixed the track, and then they immediately tracked it again with the fucking Piat. We're stuck here for another
So it got tracked again
40
with a
seconds or
Piat this
so.
time, which is unfortunate as it looks like 7 AD might soon be able to go off in with a steward again. Kurmet is pushing up, but he is pretty on his lonesome. Even though, do remember, he is a squad leader, so he does have a semi-automatic weapon, whereas most will have a bolt-action rifle. Now, the house is getting naded, but it is not yet quite far enough. That nade actually was close enough, though, it looks like. Dizzy under fire here. Able to escape with his life, though he does have to bandage from the look of it. Now more nades going out, but these nades might actually land danger close to Dizzy over here, if they're not careful. Looks like the X's tank is finally moving again, and it is backing away. PIB and Nomad here pushing up into this red house, this red brick house. Wellesley is above. Let's see if he can get at least a couple with him. That's one.
Enemies up there.
Enemy upstairs.
Verdomme. Kan iemand een grenade
Enemies upstairs. Enemies upstairs.
Ik heb een hele gooien. Fuck me.
Now Wellesley is here, and they're looking through the windows at times.
Als je geraad hebt, even dat raam gooien.
Enemy in het huis.
They're so focused on the single enemy inside the house now, I think they might be forgetting that there's more around them. Martinez here providing
Moet je
some
dat echt
fire
zo dichtbij
support.
gooien?
And that was a nade in the building, but it didn't actually clear it out. They are getting revived though. That's a very risky. Yeah.
Enemy outside, enemy outside.
And Nomad is getting cleared out here. Looks like
Probably
they
enemy shot.
survived to go another day.
That was behind the wall. Okay, I don't know.
And they've been completely
Yeah, we all
cleared out. That was some very impressive
Yeah.
play. Now, the Allied tank, or Axis tank over here, is helping out by providing fire support. The question is it going to be enough? It doesn't look... Oh, yes. As you can see, the Allied tank is now out again, and that they might be on the hunt for this Axis Panther over here. Benny's gonna be careful, he has not to get run over.
We're back.
Crossing. Don't shoot. You're good.
Go up here. Stop here. Actually
It
push
does
a
look
little
like
bit
they're
further forward,
disengaging, however, Kermit is still holding on. The question is, how is ammo supply doing? How is his morale doing? He can't have much left after being in the thick of it for so long. Eric hasn't respawned yet.
Ja.
Ik weet niet,
Nee. Soort oud schuurtje.
Now, the tank does still appear to be engaging over here, and this little cover wall actually makes it a lot harder to hit. As far as I know, you can't really push an AP shell through these fences. That's just a, shortcoming, I'm afraid, of Squad 44. Sir Sanity over here took out Benny and Lothar, make sure they're all dead. And Kermit is looking in a very, very hot pickle of a situation. It does look like the Allied tank is making the choice to retreat, or did I speak too soon? Actually, they might have seen the enemy tank trying to flank. Those were probably some AT rounds from infantry. Oh, this is going to be very close. If he tries to do this, it might kill him as well. And it didn't disable the tank. Ooh, that means that they are now in a fight for their lives. Now they are exchanging blows, and it is hits on both sides. The shells are not coming out very fast anymore. Ooh, and there she goes. It does look like this is the end for this tank, especially with this one. Ooh, but it is one for the Axis one as well, for the Allied one. Sorry, I keep getting these confused. As I said, PIB normally doesn't play on the Axis side. And this tank is heavily damaged, but it still seems to be in the game. The question is for how long, though. Especially with infantry this close and getting surrounded, they're gonna need some reinforcements fast. I don't think there's gonna be coming reinforcements anytime soon, however. Oh, no! Wellesley stepped out in front of the hull gunner! Oh my god, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I don't know if Sniper was actually able to put anything there. Is he able to do anything on the hull? Now, this tank might be immobilized, but it is still an effective pillbox as he takes out another one. Oh, that was a very risky revive over there from Sanity. Not very effective, I'm afraid. Kind of cruel to revive a man in front of a gun, just to shoot him down again. Now Axis does have to fall back, and it does look like they eventually take out this tank as well. However, you have to admit, they were able to do a lot for them. Which means that Objective 1 was held by the Allies, and there's now a 5-minute reorganization timer. This allows the people who have died to spawn back in with the wave that was just called.
An image, like quite far.
I hear you.
Now they have a machine gun over here. You can see this person is looking with a binos, which is one of the most powerful tools you have in a realism event. Because, as I mentioned before, you can zoom
I
in.
repeat the last one, Hockey.
In vanilla, you're able to press a key, look slightly
I'd rather you
forward,
be in a building
but
so
that
you
does
don't
not
get HE
exist
if this
in
house
the
gets hit
PSRM
and they don't
events,
get it in the window.
making the binoculars one of the few ways you can actually see very far ahead. Or have they seen the other tank already?
Fan rear, fan rear.
Something, I don't know what it's called. A little bit further forward, a little bit forward. There's two trees.
And now we're alive again. Now, they did see the enemy commander driving by over there.
Links van dat gebouw, zeg maar, achter die muur.
They did see the commander drive by, but they are still firing at him, even though he's long gone by now. That's the same TCR that we saw before. He's all the way in the back over there now. Now, with the way this works as well with the reorganization phases, it allows for a natural change of momentum. As you can see, the Axis side is now much more defensive because they had to come back to their starting line, whereas the enemies was basically ready to spring as soon as the timer was gone. Now, first AL with Sir Sanity here in front is making their way over into objective number 2. Now, the white villa here is occupied, but if you can't see your enemy, you can't know.
Enemy next to us, I hear some walking.
Now, the reason someone just asks, how do you use the compass again, is because when you normally look on your map in vanilla, you have like a little compass on the bottom of your screen. That is taken away from you in the realism event. Ooh, and we see some people peeking here at each other. That was
It's over
unfortunate.
the wall, next to the wall, next to the White House. I don't have. Shout! Use the map.
Now, we can hear
behind
the
the wall,
blue
next to our
allied
truck.
players, but we can't hear the red players.
Next to our truck.
And here comes a tank. Let's see if they are able to provide some support to their infantry over here, but just firing on the building. And yes, they do. That is one kill almost immediately. Let's see if they fire some HE into the building just to make it clear. That's one. That's two, without much use, unfortunately. That's three. Now Hoggy is down as well.
No.
Sigurd is alive.
Oh, someone's body parts are here.
Indeed, indeed. I don't think Advantage is
mine.
gonna fix that though.
I can't feel my leg.
Well, that guy don't have any legs.
That is also very true. Well,
Quick, you bitch.
Oh shit.
they're getting fired at immediately again, which is good, because that should clear the way for first AL to start penetrating this building. Looks like they're going around it though. Sir Sanity is now occupying this barn over here.
Yes, we're engaged.
What direction? Right.
And they do know where the tank is.
Load R.
It looks like the people that were up over there in that area have now gone. Dizzy is using the plane here as an observation post as commander, which is excellent. And he should have a pretty good sight of the people all the way over there. He can see them crossing. The real question is he able to communicate that to his platoon leaders and squad leaders in an effective manner? Those are going to be able to strike, whereas Dizzy himself can't do much at the moment. We have some infantry action going on over here. Oh, Vader is unaware of the person that is now infiltrating his very
Maar is hij
position.
in het gebouw, Lothar? Of is hij al in het gebouw?
Hij is in het gebouw. Hij is in het
He
gebouw.
is definitely
ja.
in the building.
Ja, dat denk ik wel. Ik heb hem niet gezien.
Benny hasn't seen him though. Interesting position. But it does look like First AL was able to clear out this previously heavily contested area rather successfully. Which means the Axis tank over here at the moment is now destroying not a lot. Nothing at the moment.
Ja, achter je.
You can see TCR over there scurrying across the ground again to get into a vantage position.
Ik ga je eraan, man.
American Knut over here.
Ja. Tussen die grote bomen in die open vlakte. Shots weg
But
hier,
they
weg
are
hier.
getting fired at by the tank.
Naar
And
beneden.
they are retreating immediately, which is the only right call to make. No sense in
Fucking
getting
tank.
yourself shelled for no reason. And the tank is now moving on the very flank of the map. Now, there is some people of them in the village center, but there's also still a pretty good squad available for Nomad, mixed with some PIB people. The Axis tank is also still alive, so we'll have to see if this gamble that they're doing pays off. They are going on the very edge of the map. As you can see, they decided that this is not part of the map, which is good on them. And they're now making their way on the road onto the objective. No, they're going on adventure. Speaking of adventure, Nomad and some PIB people have been able to secure these houses over here, and that should allow them to hopefully see the incoming reinforcements from the allies.
Okay,
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.
where?
Now, they did spot the enemy, but I don't think it was able to communicate it
Anubis, shall
properly.
we move towards the PIB guy?
Nou, dat is tegen hier.
Je mag niet opzetten voor een reden.
Wacht maar, kunnen we
Dit huis
graven
wel.
hier?
Dit huis wel.
PIB MG squad is now
Maar wij
looking for a
horen
proper position
Noord te
again.
hebben, hè? Nu zitten we in een andere sector.
Noord zit niks.
I don't know if they're able to shoot through this
Ben je
building
buiten staan?
effectively, though.
Kijk, ja, wat handig.
Mostly because they can't see much
ik sta
further than
achter je
this
even een
cornfield
scan
over here.
Niet.
Meanwhile, First AL has successfully dug up a position here to defend. We can see Martinez is keeping an eye on this direction over here. Sequel is watching stairs and some railings. Ben and TCR, however, are keeping an excellent eye on the road ahead over here. Now, since this is the commander and squad leader, they both have a semi-automatic or even a completely automatic weapon. This will give them a huge firepower advantage over many regular riflemen in this game. So this is Squad 44, that means it is mostly focused on the Second World War. That means that, for the most part, automatic machine guns, rifles were not a thing. Rifles were a thing, but as bolt action. So here, sure, your squad leader had a semi-automatic, but if you look at what the other people here are carrying, that's a bolt action.
PIB
Wij zijn het eerst
24,
naar het zuiden.
That's
24,
a bolt action.
gonna go direct to the point. We're gonna go
Now this is an
clockwise
MG,
around and help
but you don't want to
zone
hip
zone.
fire that. That even has a bayonet. See what I mean? You won't be able to do much. Ooh, they might get spotted by the tank over there, though.
Tank, left.
And it is called out.
South, tank.
And the tank is now opening fire.
Oh, fuck me.
30.
Oh, and they managed to get down 2 of the people.
I see.
Yeah, I know, mate. Didn't expect that tank to come. Yeah.
Now that
Right,
did
I'm-
cut
I'm
off the
80, he
reinforcements.
comes up with a-
But the real question is it going to be enough?
In het lange gebouw.
Now they did say the long building, but on this particular stretch of the map, I don't know if that really works all that much. That was friendly fire.
Ja, nog wel.
That was friendly fire. As I said before, you do not have markers in this game mode. You do not know if something is friendly or enemy, unless you recognize what exactly it is that you're shooting on.
Boven.
Daar zitten ze. Boven.
Ooh, and Knut goes down. Now that is a semi-automatic rifle over here from Ben not being able to, or sorry, in the reverse way, Knut not being able to go up against a semi-automatic rifle. Now Lothar here is still alive, but as you can see, he also has a bolt-action rifle. He's taking pot shots. Not getting hit. Now, aiming in this game mode is incredibly difficult. I'm able to zoom in like this, but from a player perspective, he's not seeing much more than just that over there. A little speck by the window. Lothar was taken out as well. And here we have the tank engaging the Axis tank from the side. Are they able to escape? That's going to be the question. The tank is moving. The steward is moving. Looks like they're gonna go around and try and flank the tank, and they think that it's running away. That tank is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Now you see the fence over there, the stone fence did eat the shot. And that is the Axis tank gone. And Daisy, the commander, died with the explosion. This is gonna be a lot tougher now for the Axis faction than it was just a moment ago. The Nomad people here, though, still holding strong. Now the question is, how long can they last? Not very, allegedly. And First AL has successfully defended this position, I would say. Now a wave was just called for the Axis section. Unfortunately, that Panzer Shrek was just a little slow and it missed.
Kom nog iets. Hij komt terug volgens mij.
Hoi, de bal. De pin is gepoeld.
Thayer already
Alright,
pulled the
good,
pin.
please.
He's going to be holding that for quite a long time, unfortunately. Ooh, and Cormit goes down.
Well,
Looks like he saw Sir Sanity, but Sir Sanity didn't see him. That means Thayer is now on his own. A new wave is coming in though for the Allies. Sorry, Axis. Again, normally they play the Allies. The little 38T is also rolling out. And there is a second car almost full of some squaddies.
Southwest. Yeah, just jump out behind us first. Yeah, just jump out behind us first.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like having the labels up at all times. Sure, it doesn't make for a visually appealing game at all times, but it does make it clear on what is actually happening.
Oh, there goes Huggy.
When they're getting mowed down by a machine gun, or by a semi-automatic at least on the corner over there, they lost 2 people straight off the bat. That is gonna hurt. Ooh, and a nade right on target. Ooh, and another grenade also on target.
That was accurate. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, they did get fucked quite royally there.
Shit.
Tank over here on the side as well, absolutely mowing down the reinforcements wave. Got hit. Eric over there in a lot of trouble. The Allied armor now rolling out. Going for a disengagement. Which is, you know, fair enough. They had a very good attack run, so it makes sense to disengage, disappear, come from another angle, and try again. Now this is the Axis tank. They have gotten a couple of kills, nothing quite as exciting as the other ones we just got a moment ago though. And they are completely without infantry support, which means they will be vulnerable, relatively speaking. That does look like Sir Sanity is finally taking out again. And another kill. You can see the names over there of the Allied tankers now flanking, probably to re-engage this tank right over here on the Axis side. And right now they're just looking at friendlies. I honestly am not sure what they're doing here. This is a very risky situation for them to currently be in. As you can see on the map, they are pretty much solo on this side. Pox was able to bug out. With a large avenue of fire, and this is an excellent position to fire on anything coming down the street. Ooh, that was a good shot, taking down Kermit here. And the Allies on a flanking maneuver. They have this stronghold over here, so it allows them to move further ahead. It does feel like there's a swing in momentum now. After the Axis push got stopped on the first objective, the Allies have come back in full force, and it looks like they are not only taking the second objective at the moment, but they're in an excellent position to move on and go towards the third objective as soon as they have captured this one. Now, risky move running into the open here, but he is quickly going into the ditch over here. This gives him a break from line of sight from the people that have taken cover over there. But if we take a quick peek from afar, it doesn't look like they're taking any eyes on this position. Martinez able to move further. Now the tank in a lot of trouble.
Fire.
Looks like there was a tank-on-tank engagement. Ooh, and it actually looks like the guys from 2nd Panzer here came out on top.
Rotating. I see him. Don't stay away from the guns, sir. Okay, he should be dead.
Should be behind the trees. Whitman should be behind the trees.
Which trees? Which trees?
That is an excellent question to ask. Which trees?
The first and second one on the left side of the road.
Allies have captured Objective 2, however.
Is Doc down?
Doc's down.
Roger.
Now Nep is hiding over here in the bushes. Now when they have been disabled, they need to be out of combat for 90 seconds in order to start repairing. That means that even though X's should fall back,
should be safe. I
they
don't
currently
see anybody
can't.
else. They won't be ready yet.
First AL is now taking up new position over here in Objective 2. This is now their entire free area to move in, and ooh,
They're already here.
is he indeed got taken out? They are indeed already here. Now, that's just adding insults to injury with a name like that. Ooh, yeah, no, I recognize why he got that name. Let's quickly move on. So this is going to be Objective 3, and as you can see, now the shoe is on the other foot. That's the expression I was looking for. It is now up to the Allies to cross this vast open space. There is not a lot of cover here. There is not a lot of opportunity to hide behind crests, hills, building, fences. There is this one over here, which is something. There is this avenue of approach, which has a lot more bushes alongside this avenue. And a few buildings to hide behind and hop forward. But even then, there's lots of bushes but no hard cover. Another simple barn. Another simple barn. Lots of soft cover. And here is the heart of Objective 3. Now this can truly be a stronghold to hold. However, how well they'll be able to hold this objective, only time will tell. Now the other approach they have is on this side of the field. They have a bit of soft cover with the trees and the slight ditches. Are these ditches? These are ditches. And the slight ditches over here in this slightly forested area, that is going to be their primary source of cover when moving in on the middle. Then when we come out here to the western side of the objective area, there's these two barns that provide a pretty good view of most of the surrounding area. Now do keep in mind, we can look from the side of the building. People in here definitely can't. They probably won't even be able to use this area over here, despite it being an amazing view. And they'll likely have to do with this. Now it does give you a nice broad view of that approach. But if we move further east towards the line, there's a ditch they can crawl across. Not for very long. Another small ditch. But again, mostly open terrain. So now with the X's on the fence, we can see that they are indeed holding on and reinforcing these positions. They have taken out their shovels to try and reinforce over here. Some thick earthen walls that will protect them. But as you may see, it also stands out. It is a bit of an eyesore.
For fuck's sake. My red work.
Now fire is already ongoing.
Wat is dat vuur? Is dat
Benny asking what that fire is, if it's outgoing or incoming.
We mogen alleen waarnemen, hè?
That is live now. So the Axis tank should be spotted on from the onset over here, which is going to leave them potentially vulnerable to the enemy tank, which is all the way over there though, so who knows, they'll have to reposition in order to engage. We can see enemies crossing the field. Now the question is, do they see them? They did not. Or did they? They did indeed. Now, that machine gun fire might not have taken anyone out, but it did force these people to the ground. They have to be very careful crossing this terrain because that tank crew is going to have their eyes peeled on this location. And they should have also forwarded the enemy position that they spotted over here. Sanity getting engaged. Dizzy is down. 2 kills for Sanity. He is an absolute beast. Fury here, unfortunately, got taken out by the tank crew over there. The 7AD tank is one doing all their own thing. First they out falling back, and Psy now moving on as a blob. They have quite some distance to cover yet. They're not even on the edge. So the people over here from 7AD are still slowly moving up. But they are doing so at a snail's pace, which is different from your regular squad game, and that is fine. That is what people in this game mode look for. Now, I know that this might look slow and boring and tedious, especially to a viewer. However, keep in mind that this is a very different experience if you're playing it yourself. Sanity here, continuing his scout run, always at the forefront. One might say he is actually lone wolfing at this point, if it were not for this other group of people that is slowly coming together. And they should bounce on this group of Nomad. They are heavily dug in, fortified. They're still digging though. PIB here having taken root on the roof, however they might have gotten the wrong side of the roof as they are completely exposed.
Oh, fuck.
Ik heb hem neer. Maar...
No, you do not.
Bij de boom, bij de boom, bij de boom.
Knoet is neer.
MG down. Volledige squad, volledige squad.
Onder.
PIB there running in. Let's see if Benny is able to help his allies.
Kan zijn dat de enemy pakt. Oké, gooi het granaat naar, is het 48. Granaat naar 48 gooien.
Ja, ik heb geen granaten meer.
Voor mij zit ze pak ook.
Ja, ik heb geen granaten meer, al van die hele zware.
Oké.
And the tank is now also coming in for the exits. It does look like the push got stopped, however, they haven't been able to locate them. Als het goed is, zijn niemand admins behalve Benny ik en Koude op het moment. Lothar tried going over the wall over there, which turned out to be a bad idea. Now, that machine gun fire, that is easy to see, and that was a beautiful grenade by Sanity. That's a big phosphor grenade over here. Tank over there. Ooh, Benny, you're getting yourself spotted.
Godverdomme. Ik zag hem gewoon.
Sanity on an absolute mean grinding spree. And here we have the two tankers, like, almost in their own backyard. They're looking for each other, both with the commander out and about. And I do still have to see and report back. Shadow not yet seeing them. Oh, machine gun firing. There goes Rusty. Hoggy's getting fired at. If they're gonna help, they have to do so now. They might not be able to, though. Are they tracked? No, they're not tracked. The steward continuing to fire upon some guys over there. Now this is what they see. They don't see a whole lot besides bushes and trees. But if you have a lot of ammo, like when you're in a tank, it doesn't hurt to just shoot. Shadow now returning to his tank, and PIB coming up to support the allied tank.
Yeah.
Now let's see if they actually stay together. This is a lot of friendly forces. They're getting clustered up right over here around the tank.
Guys, there's an enemy armor on the other side of this hedgerow. He's trying to look straight
Guys,
at the
please, for the love of God, spread out or he's gonna kill both of you with one shot.
And just trying to wait for the enemy armor, for our armor. You good? Yeah, good.
Oh, Fayer moving up again. That's very risky what they're doing now, especially when they're this close together.
You look like a fan.
And that's Fayer down already.
Yeah, for some reason I can't access my radio anymore.
Yeah. On the radio, not worked out. That's really affecting our team. Coming.
Gooi hem even door in de Discord.
Watch out, Stuart. Geven lager.
It's getting revived.
Geven lager.
Shadow coming over the side. Or do they see him? No, they don't.
Stuart's still there.
Able to pass by each other. Ooh, that was a miss of the Panzerschreck, and Rusty is down.
Shoot me. I'm in, it's Cookie Monster. Ah, I got shot.
Are you down, mate?
Ooh, and they're charging. Is it going to be good, though? Ooh, they got hit twice already. No, this is an unsuccessful push from the Axes. Though I'm pretty sure Shadow shouldn't have shot his PD over there as a tank crew. They're not exactly supposed to come out of their tank and fight that way. Now PIB en Nomad got pushed back here.
Nou, ze zitten in het vuur. Noordwest.
Let's grenade out. Allied tank now moving in over here. Not a lot going on at the moment. People are just slowly moving up. Two Bennies. One of them is bugged out, I think.
Lothar, Lothar, enemy tank on the point.
Ja, ja.
Oh boy.
Voorzichtig,
Oh, there he goes.
Ah,
Oh, this red guy is dead.
Right. Respawn wave. Want we verliezen dit anders.
Oh, no, I'm pushing in here with a truck. Mechanized infantry on the move. Modern tactics in an old battlefield. But they are going to need something to suppress that area over there, because they're going to have good hard cover and excellent positions. Now, Benny does look like he's trying to clear it out.
Ja. Contact in het eerste gebouw. Contact in het eerste gebouw.
Moving into the camp now.
Vijand, zit er jongens.
Nomad also going in.
Vijand,
Welke kant?
vijand zuid. Ja.
Panzer going in as well.
Oh, my fucking comms are broken.
Well, they better start firing those guns.
His engine's idled on the other side of it.
Oh my god. Fucking Piat.
Two Nomads guys down. That tank is firing its machine gun, so it's being oppressive.
Enemies on the main road and inside the camp.
The Nomads push got well, pretty busted. They lost 3 men versus just one of the enemies. This tank is going to have to start helping out soon, but it is retreating all the way. That might just be enough to flip the side over here. Benny is somehow duking it out with the tank over here, and well, he's not dead yet, so that's something. Commander TCR over here, he's gonna get Benny. Oh no, Benny got him. That was nice. That was excellent. Sai over here. Benny gets him as well. Excellent. Now this tank is suddenly a lot more lonesome.
Guy with the M1.
And he's dead. Very nice.
John.
Good call indeed. No worries, Edgar. He is gone. Of course, he could hear me, but
There's
he
guys
should
in the
know.
building.
There is one behind him, though.
Get back, get back, get back.
Oh, talk runner, he's in that building where you meant to.
Sega, you can get okay.
I see him. Shut up.
He was in this
The
building.
UMP is closing in.
Got him.
They might just not be paying attention. Is it gonna kill them both?
Got him. Oh, hold.
That is gonna get them both. Oh my god, that's
I think that's enemies pretty close south here.
that's a good move from Blue
friendly,
MP.
isn't it?
That is not.
That sounded like
friendly.
an MP44.
Foggy's keeping a watch here on the corner. Oh, and you got got by someone else, by
It was
by
an enemy, I
Thatch.
got him.
Nice. We have another push going in near Axe's main. They have basically shut off the road over here for the Axis faction. Let's see if it works out. This tank is actually in a bit of trouble. If these people here have proper AT weaponry, They might be in for a rough ride. Shadow on over here, that is a bit odd. A wave was just called. 40Xs, let's see if they are gonna get ambushed.
Do we take Rocky?
Don't know.
The tank crew is trying to run back to the tank.
Be careful, there's
Fuck,
AT
this isn't
literally in front of me. Oh, hello, Nippy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's have a look over here. Benny is still alive. Vosh is very much not alive. Hoggy is also still alive. So both tanks are now surrounded by infantry, but on very different settings. It does look like the first AL is actually retreating. They are not trying to cut off the main anymore. We can see it up in the top left over here. Oh my god, what the hell?
Destabilize.
Fuck is exploding. Careful with splashes.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that is
killed the
some
fucking
friendly
this build.
fire team killing over there. Same over here. Nomad Boville managed to take him out.
Dat is een skill van jou.
Dat is echt zonde.
That was indeed a shame.
Dat is natuurlijk halverwege.
It is quite the situation. This tank is just sitting here in the middle of the cap. Nothing is happening because, well, they don't have any anti-tank weaponry to take it out. At the same time, these people are not moving forward. And that is because of this flanking maneuver over here from 1st AL earlier. Now Martinez is still alive. Ooh, not anymore.
Got one.
That means just Waves is over here.
Vasha got one just outside the wall, I'm healing up.
John de Beauville here at Pox, getting awfully close. Pox does have a semi-automatic weapon. And that is a machine gun though. PIB and Nomad Infantry now moving in, but do they actually have any AT weaponry?
Huisvredebreuk.
Tank in het punt, tank in het punt. AT doe je ding.
So they do have a call out that AT is in the objective area. But the question is, are they gonna approach it from the right side?
Tank staat om de hoek zeker. Ik denk niet dat je het wilt.
I'm very low blood, so I get if you can.
I don't know. Try to not get killed.
Now Pox and Wilsey here are... I was gonna say protective flank, but with friendly fire that close, that might not be for long. John Beauville, unfortunately, didn't get Wellesley.
Other side of the wall, east. Other side of the wall, east.
There is no time limit on actually getting these objectives. It ends when one... Ooh, good shot by Rusty. When one or the other side takes out all respawn waves. So as long as his tank here isn't destroyed... Now, don't know what Eric there is doing. That was a choice. Now, there he is. They do see him. They missed the first shot though. That was low. Uh-oh. They are side on. They might be in trouble here if they get a good shot in. And they missed again! Ooh, no. And they're down. Oh my god, they've been there for so long. I'm listening into some more communications and they are not happy about that second shot missing.
Yeah,
That
nice.
was quite the fire. First AD now coming in here from the west side of the objective.
Contact west side.
Some nice fireworks display. Now he isn't actually doing much though. But in this case, it might just be best to relocate, disengage. But there is a lot of enemy infantry here now on point. There's some more people here from 1st AL, moving from one bush to the next. Probably trying to ambush another infantry squad that is trying to push out next time they get to respawn. As you can see, there's not a lot left. All of the allies are, axes, again. All the axes are now essentially here in the main base. So now they have to reorganize for 2 minutes, and they have another chance to strike this area and take back the objective. Now, it's been a real tug of war. You see TCR here is now moving on to try and get some eyes on the enemy main from the look of it. Now, this is the very edge of the map. Now, the way these lines get drawn on the map, as you can see, is a bit finicky at times. So something like this ditch, in my opinion, is just absolutely fine to be running through if it's on the edge like this. Now we can see that the X's are getting ready, but so are the allies, taking up defensive positions against a possible Axis push. Now this area does provide nice ditches to have some physical cover behind and some bushes and trees. That will definitely help against silhouetting.
Pretty much, yeah. We want to cross the road ahead.
And no one is moving in.
We want to cross the road ahead of us. Cut west. Sorry, east. Gonna be hopping over this fence to the southwest. Gonna be hopping over this fence to the southwest. This wall.
Now they should have been seen here by TCR. They are definitely seen here by TCR. So these nomad people might be running headfirst into an ambush later on.
Body just said life for 1 minute.
They indeed have been spotted and relayed to the enemy. As you can see, people are mostly in position. There's some bushes from which they can look ahead, have some soft cover. The ditch here is a nice way to get some physical cover as well. And PIB is now here, moving on to their border as well. If this is the ditch they tried to cross, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Ik heb nu seconde.
This tank over here might be their only saving grace on this side of the map. If these ditches can be treacherous, if this tank is not able to help route that fortified force over here. The X's are most likely going to be in for one hell of a slaughter. And we are live. Let's see what's going to happen. Who is going to move out first? Let's have a bird's eye view. Looks like the tank moving in. Now they might be able to get spotted by the infantry, but they might have trouble actually trying to fight against it unless they get very close. The AT weapons that infantry carries in this game is strong, but it is very short range. Now first AL is not firing. Fury over here. That is definitely a hit from the side over here. That was not quite far enough. And they get tracked. And they might be in a lot of trouble here. This makes them easy pickings for the enemy tank. It doesn't look like they know they got hit here in the sides. And over here, PIB is slowly moving up, but they are not moving across this field. They seem to be aware of the enemies that are over there. But it is not very effective fire. It is very difficult to land hits at that distance, especially when you just have some iron sights and a Mark 1 eyeball.
Mark error. Oké, daar is error. PID Engels.
Let's have a look over here to Nomad, because they are flanking all the way around.
John, we're moving out. Yeah, I know.
The main question is, are they going to be able to flank around successfully? When they move through the ditches over here, through the forest, that will give them plenty of cover. Coming out over here, they might not see the tank, because it has its engine off, meaning it is... Oh, it doesn't have its engine off. It's relatively silent, just idling though. And they have heavily fortified this position. So this is some foxholes and some ditches that they have built. They're different from the very straight trenches that the others have, but these are arguably better. First AL though here is in a lot of trouble, and they are slowly getting rooted out. The tank still does look like it is tracked, so it is not able to do much more until it has been repaired. Sanity here is down, but Martinez is still crawling around. Ben over here is also still alive.
Dat zij over sterkte?
Dat wij half strength zitten, veel enemies op ons oosten hebben en dat de westflank redelijk klein moet kunnen zijn.
So they do say that some enemies here are east, which is true.
I'm going to have the tank.
But the enemy tank here, or the allied tank here, is that getting satcheled? Oh boy, they might be in a lot of trouble. Oh, Rusty is down, but... Oh yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Oh no, he hit the hound though.
Not yet. It's pretty tough.
That tank is absolutely cooked. And now we do see Sai quickly pulling back to try and reinforce the tank, but that's a little too late. Oh, Christ. Yeah, the tank is definitely dead. Well done, guys. This might open it up well enough here. And Nomad here has taken up a very strong position.
Yeah.
Test Eagle here is alive though, so if they're not careful they might get spotted. Oh, nope, Test Eagle is firing on friendlies. That happens because, again, they do not see any of these tags. This is what they see.
Ost, east, got one.
Anubis DK is on a killing spree though, now getting 2 people in a row. Oh, Turd Finger over here, trying to fire back. Grenades going out.
In de trenches.
Contact 3-2.
Apparently there's some amazing shit talking in here.
Oké, plaatsen. Ik zie niks vanaf hier. Geef me naar links.
Yeah, they are not happy about losing the tank over there, but it was well played by the Nomads. I can't help but give it to them.
They look like they were pushing from the south.
Yeah, they are in the house in the south. Yeah, they are in the house in the south.
Now it does look like Nomad was cleaned up here, however. Kermit having a team kill over there, that's unfortunate. And now the tank is here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Ja.
Nou, tank. Misschien nu te bouwen voor. Ik ga het bouwen. I'm entering.
Now it is not over till it's over though. They do still have quite a ways to go and clear out.
Do we have a medic here?
Medic is down.
Oh, we got people up.
Well, this might be pretty good.
Watch out, enemies pushing from the south.
But the match is slowly winding down. It is a small match, it is a realism event. But real life goes first, and it is starting to close in on 11 o'clock at night, so some of the people are starting to leave. That's fine, they're allowed to. Oh, and that got tracked. I do wonder what got them tracked, because that was a good shot. Turned off the engine. There's a Test Eagle over here that has a AT weapon. Now the high explosive cannons on these, high explosive shells are not that great. They don't have a very high radius. High explosive does act a bit weird at times. It has some weird interactions that I unfortunately don't know the fine details about, but it has a weird interaction with buildings, like mortar fire and aircraft strikes, for example. I don't think they actually take into consideration the walls, for example, of a building, and the explosion just goes straight through them with the area of effect. But it does look like that is not true for the Heichi shells of the tanks. Now PIB is here again, coming up. Now AR did fire their machine gun, so they do know they're here.
Ja, het had beter geweest. Ja, het had beter geweest als je niet had gevuurd. Maar
Martinez over there on the chimney.
Ja, is
nu
heel
weet je
gek,
dat
want
wij
ik
hier
schiet hem...
zitten.
Nu weet hij het al.
Friendly,
Ja, nu...
friendly,
Nu weet hij het al. Oh, hi, wat tof.
780 is now coming back here. We see Nomad all the way over there in the back. They are not capping the objective because they're too far away, but it does look like they're setting up to set up a flanking maneuver. However, it will depend on the PIB guys here being able to properly suppress the position and call the attention of the occupant force.
Laat mij weten zodra Nomad aanvalt.
Ja, doe mijn best.
They are trying a pincer attack. Might be a bit thwarted with Nomad's sneakiness by by virtue of having the tank here. And we can see in the distance over there that the ally tank is coming back in. But they are taking quite the detour. First AL moving out over there. It looks like we have a double flanking attack. PIB is now putting on the pressure over onto the cap point. Nomad is quickly moving in, but the turret finger over there has spotted them. That's a miss, that's a miss. Oh, and he didn't get it.
I think I traded. One guy here. Medic.
Medic over here, please.
First sales flanking around. They're moving fast and they're coming up right behind them.
Helemaal linksaf.
I don't think they see it at all. They do not have eyes on them at all.
Pak even mijn bijna.
First nade's coming out.
Down, down, down.
And PIB is cleaned up. They got flanked hard. They really got flanked hard. First sale, that was a brilliant move on their part, and cleaning up the people over here. The Nomads have taken over here.
East, PIB on east.
Half the PIB guys, I think, more or less left due to the decline.
afsluiten.
Now, I am listening into all comms. I'm listening into PIB comms. I'm listening into local comms. I'm listening into 7AD comms. So there's a lot of comms going on. So if I'm sometimes a bit quiet, I'm trying to organize some thoughts in my head on what the hell is going on. We are... Ooh, that was a brilliant shot on the tank over there. I don't know who hit them or what hit them. That's another tank. Oh, they just drove past these guys over here. That was a miss. Let's see if they can get him, though. Doesn't look like it. No, that's a shame. Might not be the nicest end of a game. That's somehow just how it is. Time gets in the way. People have life to get to. Realism events are a bit slower than your regular match of Squad 44. They do bring their own challenges, their own draws, their own special flavor of conquest. And now we have a little finale to cap it off with the 38T hunting down the Stuart. Now, did they get a couple of hits in? Let's see if they can finish the job. Oh, Heritage died over here. It looks like they might have gotten themselves stuck. They reset. The enemy tank is closing in, but they don't see him yet. Now, these are very close to one another. Yeah, they've seen him. Oh, and they're getting fucked now. Ooh, they're escaping though. Is able to shake it off. That was a miss. So at the end of the next wave, the game will be called regardless of outcome. That is just the nature of these games. Half the PvP players have already had to leave due to the time. Quite a few of these are British, so they're 1 hour behind. Well, they're definitely chasing. Let's see if they can actually kill him. They have gotten quite a few shots in already, but they have been able to get away so far now. There they are. And, oh, no, that's way too late. The Axis tank is going on an absolute rampage. Crowley the admin now getting involved as well. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're getting hit. Oh, and they missed. Oh! And they got blown up. Oh my god. That was quite the show. And with that, I think we'll end it here for tonight. It was a very strong push by the Axis at the beginning of the game, managing it to push all the way back to Objective 1 and barely not taking it. The Allies had one hell of a comeback. They managed to push all the way back to Objective 1. It does look like this final push here of Nomads is going to be able to hold the objective, and that is a nice tug of war. So with that, everyone, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following along, and let me know what you think. Alright guys, see you next time.